If you have big dreams and aspirations of reaching greatness, but you're not really sure what direction your life is going in right now, you may have come across this sentiment that it's time to go all in. But I'm here to dispel that myth because I actually think that's a very damaging mindset, especially to give to younger people between the ages of 14 and 25 who've probably seen this and feel like now I do need to go all in if I do want to achieve greatness in this world. And the reason I say that is because as humans, especially as young humans, young males in particular, we should not be going all in. Our job should not be to focus on one particular area in life and thrive in it. We need to be well-rounded individuals. I think especially amongst the youth, people in my generation, 21-year-olds, maybe a little bit younger, maybe a little bit older, we tend to feel like if we have money, we're successful, but no way is that the case. I mean, there's people that catch crypto pumps or hit the lottery. Do we classify those people as successful? Money maketh the man is what people seem to think, but that's not the case. There are so many other qualities that really make up a real high quality individual, male or female, and money is one small particular part of that. So this ideology that you have to go all in, focus 100% on your business, on your career to make that money and become a successful individual is not what we should be promoting, especially to younger people. And it's funny I say this because the times in my life where I focus less so on making money and more towards other facets is where, as a byproduct, I've actually made the most money in my business and my pursuits. Because as a hustler, and real hustlers will know this, as a hustler and anyone that's serious about self-improvement and turning into a high quality individual, they know that they can't just focus on one area in their life. Yes, they need to try and become financially free, but they have to try at the same time to build a good physique, to build up your intelligence, to build and foster good relationships with people, build real spiritual connection. And I feel like I've focused on that especially. And this month and March in particular, I'll focus particularly around the spiritual side. For those practicing Muslims around the world, it is Ramadan. And for me, Ramadan is the most beautiful month in the whole calendar year because it's the month where I put a lot of my focus towards improving my connection towards the creator. And I feel like as a byproduct of that, other areas in my life tend to thrive. And I don't think that is just purely coincidence. I do think there is a genuine correlation between me focusing on the spiritual side of my life and prospering in other facets as well. As I said, during Ramadan, focused heavily on my iman, on my focus towards my religion. And as a byproduct, I've been going to the gym the most amount of times this month than I have in any other month I've been alive, really. As an entrepreneur, I earn the most money during Ramadan than I have in any other month so far in my life, which is crazy to think. So to think that the only way you're going to achieve success is by going all in on one particular facet of your life, which tends to be wealth building when people are presenting this argument, I think is ludicrous. I think if you're actually focusing on just one part of your life, it's a detriment. You should be focusing on all parts of your life. I'm not saying that you've got the time or bandwidth to do 4 hours a day on wealth, on bodybuilding, on spiritual connections, on improving your knowledge and intelligence. You don't have that. Everyone's got 24 hours in their day, but spending a little bit of time, even if it is just 10 to 15 minutes every single day to build up multiple facets of your life, I believe is far more beneficial long term than just zoning all in on one particular area, especially at such a young age. Because if you do want to grow up to be a high quality individual, you do have to thrive in multiple aspects of your life. It's not enough to just be good financially. As a man, I'd rather be a 7 out of 10 in every single category, whether that be financially, intellectually, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, etc., than just be 10 out of 10 in one category and 4 out of 10 in the others. Because the ability to thrive in all areas is what makes you a real well-rounded individual and someone that people look up to and go, yeah, that's someone I want to be like, someone I want to model off. Think about all the male figures in particular that people look up to. Someone like Andrew Tate is a perfect example of this. Whether you agree with him, whether you don't agree with him, he's got mass appeal. Why? Because he's not just rich. He's rich, but he's got the ability to fight. He's got real nice physique about him. He commands respect. He's got charisma in the way he talks. It resonates with you. That's a well-rounded individual. Like I said, you may agree with him, you may not agree with him, but no one can dispute the fact that that is a man that's focused on multiple facets of his life. He's not just a rich geek or dork that got rich off crypto. So I do think, especially as males, young males in particular, we need to focus on every aspect of our life. Focus on improving your spiritual well-being. And that can be religious, that can not be religious. As I said, I'm religious, but not everyone, of course, is going to believe in God. But that can also be mentally, reading books. As you can see on my shelf, I've got plenty of books These last 2 years, I put greater emphasis on my life onto reading and gaining wider financial knowledge, entrepreneurial knowledge, not just the school subjects that people teach and preach. Also focusing on your physique. This last year in particular, I put a greater emphasis on building a real nice physique, because I do genuinely believe that when you prioritize fitness in your life, other aspects of your life tend to thrive at the same time. I don't think it's a coincidence that the days I go to gym are also the days I thrive in terms of got the most energy on my business. I've got the most energy in terms of reading, gaining knowledge, listening to podcasts. I don't think that's a coincidence. When you look at people that are fit and active, they have more energy, they've got a bounce in their step, and you see it. And to be honest, it's contagious as well. If I'm around people that are always happy, bouncing, optimistic, it fuels me as well. If I'm around a crowd that's not really that way, depressed, pessimistic, I tend to feel down as well. And I think everyone can agree that we'd rather feel elated than feel deflated. So I would highly recommend that rather than just focusing on one particular area and going all in, this is your time not to go all in. This is your time to assess the situation, assess the chessboard, as many say, and pick the right course of action and pick multiple courses of action. Now, I've spoken about how it's not the right time to go all in. So what would I recommend instead? I would say pick 4 cornerstones of your life. For me, I call it the BMWS movement. Body, mind, wealth, and spirit. Those are the 4 cornerstones I'm going to be focusing on for the next 3-5 years of my life. And if I focus on those 4 things and do one thing every single day towards those 4 metrics, I believe it's going to be a good day. And I believe I've had a very successful day. So you should be picking 4 as well. Now, like I said, I chose body, mind, wealth, and spirit, BMWS. It may not be the same for you. You may prioritize something like relationships instead of spirit. You may prioritize something like knowledge instead of your bodybuilding. That's completely fine. Everyone has their own opinion on what suits them. But I've just chosen those 4 because I believe those 4 are the cornerstones of what can make a real well-rounded, mature individual. And that's what I want to be like. A real well-rounded individual. Someone people look at and go, what's his weakness? Like, does he have a weakness? He can talk really well. He's got a nice physique. He's athletic. He's making money. What is this guy's weakness? That's what I want people to feel towards me. And I feel like everyone watching this should feel that same way too. You want to be respected and looked at as someone that's really achieved top things in this world and leaves a real positive legacy behind for yourself and for others, of course. So the action step I want you to take after listening to this conversation is to pick 4 cornerstones you really want to emphasize in your life. So rather than going all in on one particular motion, you're actually building a real well-rounded character. And what you'll start to notice is on the days where you thrive in one particular area, as a byproduct, you'll thrive in the other facets as well. And the days where you're not necessarily doing so well in one area, it'll be the same for the others as well. But all it takes is out of one of those 4 key areas to have a real good day and your whole mood is uplifted. And suddenly you start to thrive financially. You start to thrive mentally, emotionally, spiritually, intellectually. As humans, we're built to thrive in multiple facets. We're not built to be a one-trick pony. When you are young like me at 21 years old, people watching this may even be younger. You have so much potential. Don't waste it focusing on one particular aspect of your life. Think about it like a video game, right? You don't just want to max out one particular attribute. You want to be good at all of them. Your life is like a video game in that respect. Max out all your attributes. Don't go all in on one particular area, because then you get into the dangerous territory where your whole existence and reputation is built around one particular thing. People start to associate you with one particular action or activity. And that's not what you want. For some people, maybe. But for most people, would you want to be known as just a bodybuilder and that's it? Or would you want to be known as a millionaire, bodybuilder, family man that's got a strong connection to religion, whether it's Islam, Christianity, Judaism, Hinduism, or any of the other religions? I mean, Arnold is the epitome of that, right? Started as a bodybuilder. Now he's got abundance of wealth. He's an actor. I think he's running for a mayoral position. He's got a family. He's built a real well-rounded character. Whereas there's a lot of bodybuilders that will just be remembered as bodybuilders. And there's nothing wrong with that. Just like there's a lot of entrepreneurs that will just be remembered as entrepreneurs. But the real upper echelons, the top people, the high quality individuals are known for multiple facets of their life, not just known to thrive in one. Remember, you are the only person that can make it happen, but you are also the only person that can mess it all up.